Hello, welcome to this special live stream. It's our first one that we're kicking off today because we're going to plan on doing this the first Sunday of every month. And I am Diana, a legally blind artist, and my co-host is Paul from Paul's Blind Suit for the Soul channel.
Hello, everybody.
And while we're waiting for people to come in the chat, we will start a little mini topic, open discussion mini topic, and as the show progresses, we are going to invite people up on the panel for this open topic discussions about blindness topics. Just pretty much open topic today. Open topics revolving around blindness.
Yes, just put a red heart in the chat if you want to come on panel. Then yes. Diana can send you a link, and then you can click on it and then come in through Streamyard. You don't have to have any software for that. Diana's the host. You can handle everything. You can do it on your laptop, computer, or even your phone.
Yes.
We would love.
That's right.
We would love anybody to be in the chat to discuss their disabilities or come on panel and educate us all. We want all kinds of aspects of blindness. They're not, it's not just darkness. There's all kinds of different blindness out there. And we're here to give out empathy to everyone that share struggles. It's a platform for that, but it's also for educational for the sighted people as well.
Yes, and
oh, Living Accessible says long time no see. Hello.
So, let's check how many people are in the chat. Maybe we have quite a few right now already.
Lisa said 7 in the chat, Lisa says, and Living Accessible is in the chat.
Hello, Living Accessible.
Eileen's in. NASCAR Man is there.
Oh, hi, NASCAR Man.
Hello.
And hello, Ian.
Yes, Ian, our moderator.
And Life Adventures and Keto, welcome. And Kylie, Kylie Koo, my friend Kylie Koo is here.
Living with Low Vision is here.
Hello, Living with Low Vision. Hello. Oh, yes, Lisa Day.
Lisa, yes, Lisa's there. So, do you want to?
Lisa can help me that I don't miss somebody.
Yeah, she's whispering in my ear. I can't see the chat, everybody. I got my girlfriend in the same room, and she's whispering to me.
Yes, so please put a red heart emoji in the chat if you would like to come up on the panel.
We would love to hear everyone's feedback. It's not just about us. This is definitely not about me and Diana. This is about the community. And this is something I felt very strong about to do because I don't see a lot of this happening as far as live streams, just strictly about blindness and, what it's like and the education part of it. So don't be shy. Please join up and, I want your opinions and what struggles and what aspects you go through. But I guess, Diana, you can start first. And we'll
yes. Okay, I was going to start with a mini topic of the misconception or the conceptions that people have of blindness. I found out that most sighted people believe that you're 100% blind or you're 100% can see. It's black and white. It's one or the other. And no, actually, there's many levels of blindness and all different kinds of blindness, like blindness that affects your peripheral vision, blindness that affects your central vision. It could affect your central vision but not your peripheral, or it could affect your peripheral but not your central. All different ways of being blind where you can't see anything but you can see light. And actually the statistics are that most people that are blind, it's only a very small percentage of people that are totally blind. And there's many levels of legal blindness starts at 2200 vision. And then many levels just many levels down to totally blind. And I just want to say that for the sighted people, a lot of that I've just run across the fact that a lot of people don't know that. Okay, over to you, Paul.
Yeah, bear with us. We're like, this is all new to us. Sounds like a news forecast, doesn't it? Over to you, Paul. Today's weather is going to be 72 and sunny. Oh, no. Okay.
We have perfect weather here today. I mean, it's actually perfection in weather today. 76 degrees, low humidity, or 78 degrees, low humidity, and 100% sunny. You could not have a more perfect sunny day.
And there's the people that say you don't look blind.
Oh, yes. Living Accessible said that there are people that actually, there's a misconception that people say, and that's a very good point, is that one of the sayings is you don't look blind.
Oh, that's the other thing.
Yes, very
like
much.
People often look at me and say, yes, I don't look blind. Because I have to probably say I qualify myself as somebody, well, yes, I'm legally blind, but I'm somebody with low vision. Meaning I'm pretty functional. I'm pretty functional with the vision I have, and they call it low vision. And people usually with low vision, I think people with low vision are more can be pretty functional. Like when I was diagnosed with my extremely rare hereditary retinal disease, both my parents had to have recessive genes to give me this extremely rare retinal disease called Cone Dystrophy. That when I was diagnosed with it, I was still able to keep my career and keep going until I completed 25 years of my career and was able to leave after 25 years. But I worked for the last 15 years of my employment. I still worked as a teacher of children. Maybe you can believe it. I don't know how I did it. But I did it.
Jaden, hello.
Hi, Jaden.
And Nick Jones.
Oh, Nick Jones 74, right? Hello, Nick Jones.
Yes, Nick Jones 74. Yes.
So
yeah, you were a teacher. That's pretty incredible, Diana.
Actually, I was an art educator at the elementary school level, and I continued that profession 15 years past my diagnosis. Because my disease will not lead to total blindness. It will. So it's supposed to be bottomed out to where it's no more significant vision loss is supposed to happen. And yes, there was challenges. Yes, there are challenges trying to complete my career, to try to complete 25 years of my career. And yes, there was challenges, but I actually did not have to leave. I did not have to leave the job, and I don't know why. I don't know why right now my vision did decrease a bit, that they have to start holding up fingers. I can't see the chart anymore. And I cannot explain why is it that they have to hold up fingers, but I do not need to walk with a cane or a dog. So people can't tell I'm blind by looking at me unless they see me trying to read. Then I have like my magnifying glass out and I'm like, and then.
Diana,
yes.
Nick wants a link.
Okay.
So put it out in the chat.
Okay.
And while you're doing that,
with Nick, I know him, and I can put the link in instant messenger.
Okay, that's fine.
Always asking Diana, did either of her parents have a visual
disability? Kylie was asking, did either of your parents, Diana, have a vision disability?
No. My disease is extremely rare. Nobody has hardly ever heard of it. And even eye doctors will say, oh yeah, that disease I see like every 20 years. It's so extremely rare, but both my parents had to have, the only thing is both my parents had the recessive genes. They had normal vision. Both my parents had normal vision, but it is hereditary. So some generations past, there were some, I don't know, because they must have been generations past that it did exist in both sides of the family, because you have to have, so but it was just nobody in my immediate family has this, and it must have been generations past that I don't know these people.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Thanks for the question, Kylie. She's my art friend.
Oh, cool.
Blind Accessible wants to know what she uses to read the chat.
What do you use to read the chat? Live accessible.
Okay, I use my iPad. I use my iPad to read the chat, and I'm able to zoom it up.
Okay.
And I'm able to zoom it up to and so
Diana works really hard at this. You know, she does a lot of stuff for her art, and she does a lot of girl streams that are live, and then she has guest artists that come on, and she does a real good job. She uses her iPad. She has a magnifier, but the iPad seems to help her a lot.
Live Accessible wants to know Zoom or VoiceOver. Oh, I Zoom up, and I rarely use VoiceOver. I keep thinking I might want to try to use it more often, but I have not gotten used to using that. I think sometimes I should use that more often. I just zoom it up, but when I'm typing something to somebody, I sometimes I do speech to text, but sometimes I get annoyed with how many times they mess up speech to text. So I type things in, and I have to look through my magnifying glass a lot, like this right up here. So because some things cannot be zoomed up on the iPad. Okay, I'm going to send the link to Nick Jones.
Okay, and while we're waiting for Nick to join the panel, I'll just do a little brief story about me. Like Diana, I didn't become legally blind until later in life. Mine was at age 52. It happened 3 years ago, so I'm 55 now. At age 52, I had some routine glaucoma surgery. I was born with glaucoma. Basically, I was diagnosed at 3 months of age. So technically, at the time of birth, it wasn't, but I'm sure I had it. So at birth, I struggled with my left eye all the way up to 8 years old, and went completely blind in that left eye. Pretty much, it was legally blind at birth. The right eye was functional. I had a roughly visual field of about 115 degrees. Normal eye sees 180. Well, that was very functional. I could drive. I could do all kinds of things with corrective lenses. At best, I could be at 20/40 line, almost 20/30. So I was able to drive. Um, in my channel, I talk about my struggles, and there's a nice little story about what my whole life from beginning to end. Short story is I've been through 2 cornea transplants, one at age 35 and one at 42, 43. So I am a cornea transplant recipient. So for those of you that don't sign up for donors, I encourage you to do that, because it really changed my life. And at age 52, I ended up having some problems with the eye pressure again. And it was just routine surgery, and my eye collapsed, and I had total darkness for 8 weeks. So I was like I thought I would never see the light of day again. And I've got some of it back, but there's so much damage that basically my vision is less than 10 degrees vision for visual field. I have no peripheral. It's major.
And I have the opposite of Paul. He has no peripheral, but he has central vision. My disease causes the central vision to be knocked out. So my central vision is impaired, but I have normal peripheral vision, but maybe I have to check if they call that normal. But to me, it's functional. I have very functional peripheral vision. Yeah. But then the disease has knocked out the central vision. Okay, hello,
And-
Nick, on the panel, and also,
hello, Nick.
Hello,
Neil.
Paul. Hello, Diana.
and then
Hey,
I
Nick.
wanted to say hello to people in the chat. Blind Neil. Sorry, I missed
Blind
you
Neil.
yesterday. Sorry, Blind Neil.
And
Sorry, I
hello,
missed saying hello to you
JCT.
yesterday. And JCT.
Yes, hello, both of you. Sorry we missed you in the chat yesterday, Neil. It's hard to catch everybody sometimes.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah, hi, Diana. How are you?
Good. So, do you have anybody with vision impairment in your family?
Come as a complete shock.
Say that again.
No, I think the only time when I get visually impaired is when I'm drunk.
Oh, great. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, it gives you blurry vision, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Well, then you got to be careful with that.
No, because normally I've drank too much booze.
Well, yeah, I guess then you better watch out, like driving in a car.
I don't drive. I
Well,
won't drink and drive.
That's very smart. That's good to hear. And
Lisa has a question. Go ahead, Lisa. Say it out loud. It's fine.
Kylie is asking, given your history, did you know that this would happen at some point, or did it come as a complete shock?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. Kylie basically was asking, with all the history throughout the years of my struggles, was this a complete shock when it happened to me? In the back of my mind, I knew that eventually, I'm on borrowed time here, but I thought it would be more like, when I would be in my 70s or something like that. I did not expect this, routine surgery, and then all of a sudden, how do you prepare for darkness? I mean, it was overnight. It was crazy. It really was. My eye collapsed, and I was in so much pain. They basically did a needling in the eye. I have a little bleb underneath my eyelid, so that I had surgery done many years ago, and I can just massage the eye and release the pressure that way, along with eye drops. But that started scarring over. So the routine surgery was they were just going to take a needle and just poke a little tiny hole in that little bleb that was supposed to release pressure, and it ended up collapsing my eye, because you have to have some pressure in your eye. So I went down to zero. My eye just collapsed inside my head, and it was so painful. I wanted somebody to hit me over the head with a baseball bat. And it lasted for about a half hour. And then I just kind of had a massive migraine headache. It felt like a claw was just on my head. And I went into the bathroom and flipped the light switch. And I said to my girlfriend, Lisa, did the bulb go out or something? And she goes, no, it's on. And I said, I knew right then. So yeah, your question, yeah, I anticipated it, but I didn't think it was going to be this early. When I hit that light switch and there's no light, I knew it. I said, I'm done. It's over. I felt so alone, so sad, and I thought I would never see the light of day again. When I followed up with my doctors, they told me, you know, be prepared that you're not going to see, you know. So we had to do a waiting game. You just can't clear out the blood right away. The whole eye filled up with blood, and it's like peanut butter when it solidifies. It has to break down. You have to wait. Not to mention all the parts inside the eye. They can't just go in there, start doing stuff, and next thing you know, they pull out your iris or something. So I had 2 incisions done underneath the eyelid. They were like if you were paring an onion, and that slowly helped the blood deteriorate. And after about 8 weeks, I saw my hand for the first time after that, and I was in my truck, and Lisa was driving, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs, "Stop the truck! Stop the truck!" I'm like, and I scared the heck out of her. And she goes, "What? What's happening?" She thought maybe I was having a heart attack. I go, "I can see my hand." And she's like, "Oh my God, that's wonderful, but you gave me a heart attack." So we followed up with surgery after that to kind of clean it out a little bit. They were suspecting that I had a retinal detachment at that point. I was very lucky. I am blessed. The ultrasound at the beginning, basically on the back of the eye, you have your retina. That when the eye collapsed, that it was so there's so many blood vessels in that area, more than any per square inch than anywhere in your body. I think I thought that maybe the liver would have a lot of blood vessels. It does, but per square inch there are more blood vessels behind your retina at the back of the eye where the optic nerve is than anywhere else in your body. And when that eye collapsed, my eye hemorrhaged bad. And then it started to swell. So basically my iris kind of went forward, or my retina went forward from the swelling and went all the way into my iris and pupil and twisted and was folded in half. So when all that swelling and blood went back, because that was the theory, the doctors were saying we can't do anything until we have to wait. And it slowly came back into its position. And that's when I started seeing my hand for the first time. And then they started cleaning up the blood. But I have major damage done to the optic nerve for that. I'm lucky that my retina was not detached. They went into the eye and just had to clean it up. It was a 20-minute surgery. The doctor came out and said, "It's a miracle." It really is. So prayer works. A lot of people were praying for me. So prayer works. Meditation works. Positive energy. So, so now I just have less than 10 degrees vision. And of that vision, even with corrective lenses, it doesn't help. I'm 2200 at best. Some days it's even worse. So,
well, that's where legal blindness starts. Legal blindness starts at 2200 vision, but
yes,
but your peripheral vision is impacted.
Yeah,
my vision is pretty much way below 2200 vision, but my peripheral vision helps me be functional. So
right.
Somehow I can't explain how, but thank you for the super chat, Gracie Shack.
All right, hello, Gracie.
And and oh yeah, and Living with Low Vision says she loves listening to our stories. And
yes,
I was wondering if she wanted. I'm sorry, I think Living with Low Vision is a female. Do you know? I think that she's a woman, right?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Does Living with Low Vision want to come up on the panel? You don't need any extra software or nothing. Did Living with Low Vision anybody would like to come up in the panel where this is open panel discussion to try to build community? Please put a red heart emoji in the chat.
Yes, please come and join us. There's plenty of room. There's 3 of us right now.
And we can take 3 more. We can take 6 at a time.
Again, this is not all about us. We just started it out. You know my story. You know Diana's. I would love to. By the way, that was an excellent question for me. That was an excellent, very good question.
Hey, Diana.
Yes?
Do you know next time someone says you don't look blind? Do you know what you should do? Next time someone says to someone that's blind, you don't look blind, I reckon you should poke them in the eyeballs and say, you don't look blind either. See how it feels. I would. And it just shows how ignorant they are.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point, Nick. That we have to educate people because they just don't know. They need to be educated.
Paul, I've got my way of educating people on my channel.
I bet you do.
They don't last long. About 5 minutes.
Yes, I mean, I use a cane when I get around, and when we get in, this is before COVID. Lisa loves to go to these markets, like not flea markets, but craft shows and farmer markets and stuff like that. And when I'm following her, she's like my lead blocker. I just focus on her because that's all I can see. So if she made it through, I made it through. You know what I mean?
Living with Low Vision would like to come up on the panel.
Okay, wonderful. Bring it.
Yeah, but what one good thing, Paul? If someone asks you a stupid question, you can hit them with your cane and just say,
that's right.
"Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm blind."
Right, but I've had people, Nick. They actually hopped over my cane. It's a big crowd, and they see me with the cane going back and forth, and they want to beat me to it. Instead of waiting for me to go past or whatever,
I just
they jump over the cane. They
jump over the cane. That's horrible.
I know. And for me, with the visual field thing, that scared the heck out of me. It makes you jump. No,
but next time a bloke jumps over your cane, I reckon you should just lift it up pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember that.
Okay, Living with Low Vision, we put the link in the chat for you to grab. Yeah. Living with Low Vision, we put the link in the chat for you to grab. It's under Artfully Years with Dinah. I'm highlighted in yellow.
Oh, it's your fault, Diana.
What?
It's your fault.
Oh, Kylie Koo is saying something to Nick. What is that? What's she saying to Nick?
Exactly. You just treat people how you expect to be treated.
Yeah. But I can totally understand people saying, well, you don't look blind, because I would have thought this. I lived for 40 years with normal, almost 40 years with normal vision, and I know what it seemed to like. I know what. Here is Living with Low Vision. Welcome, Living with Low Vision.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Hello.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on the panel.
You have to thank my brother for waking me up.
Well, this is the beginning, so we might change the time. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Oh, what country are you in?
Australia.
Australia, yeah. Oh,
you're a Kiwi.
No, Kiwi's New Zealand, mate.
Oh, that's New Zealand. The Aussie, is that what they call you, an Aussie?
Yeah. Well, actually, I was born in Chile, so I speak Spanish and English, but migrated here when I was a baby. So hence the Aussie accent.
So we do have another person that put a red heart and who wants. Oh, Living with Low Vision. I got her. That somebody else who's a sighted person that wants to come up on the panel, which which she can come up on the panel, but she's a big regular of mine, and Gracie. So if we run out of spaces on the panel, I'd like other people to be coming up here too. But yes, I'll Gracie, can you grab the link?
Yeah, Diana, if people come up, just kick me out.
Okay.
Don't bother me. I'll just go and harass someone.
Yeah.
So, Living with Low Vision, would you like to tell your story?
Well, what I was saying in the comments before is just that I was born with low vision. So I've been a cane user since I was 12. Took me a couple of years to come to term because I wanted to be normal like every other child. But now being a mum of 2 kids, I've learned how to embrace my legal blindness. I was diagnosed legally blind a year ago.
Oh, a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh, so now people in the blind community might not know everything either, right? I would have thought somebody with low vision that would mean they're legally blind. That does not necessarily that's not true. You can have low vision and not be legally blind. So I didn't know that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I thought I heard my son wake up.
Oh, okay.
Because we're in winter, so it's quite cold. So I've got the aircon and the heaters on in the house, and I thought he woke up, but it's not the case.
Oh yeah, please go on.
You're cute. Your kid is cute.
If you're
Thank you, my son. He just
son,
turned
yeah.
4.
Wonderful.
So we had a
Oh,
Star Wars themed like party at home because due to COVID, the restrictions here has been lifted a little bit, so we can have 10 people at a residence at a time. So we had some people over, had some cake. He had something at his preschool. So yeah, he's just enjoying his balloons that are now attached to the roof.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So what's it like being a single parent with a son and you have low vision? What's that like?
I mean, it's hard. I'm not going to lie. My son has additional needs, so he's not blind, but he's showing symptoms of autism and ADHD.
Oh boy.
So trying to get those therapies without support of my ex-husband, and especially being a single mum, it's hard. I've got all the supports in place, but trust me, it's really hard. And, you know, him running around, wanting to do this, wanting to do that, and every day is a new thing with me and him. So he can be obsessed with the TV all day or wanting to chase the cats or wanting to climb everything. Every day's a new adventure. What I've learned the past year or so with him.
Your
Diana, I'm going to
tenacity
jump
and-
down for a little bit.
Okay, Nick. Your tenacity and strength is admirable, very admirable. I truly believe that the disability community are the strongest people in the world. I really do. I mean, if you know,
Yes,
I
I
mentioned
think there's some truth to that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of truth to that because we're all individuals and we all struggle with our disabilities, and to get through the day, the strength and tenacity it takes to do that makes you stronger as a human being. And then imagine if you can, all of a sudden a magic wand goes by and you don't have that disability anymore, but you have that strength in you that you created during your disability. You could rule the world. You really could. I mean, the disability is now not on the way. Your strength and disability just to make through the day. If that was taken away, your strength is still there. You could accomplish anything you would want with no hesitation. So I believe that we're the strongest.
I totally agree. Obviously, I don't have the luxury of driving a car, but you know, I drive my cane. Still waiting to be matched with a dog. I've been on the waiting list for almost 2 years now. Whoa, sorry.
You're waiting on the list for what?
To get matched to a dog, yeah.
For your a guide dog.
Okay. Yeah.
And what organization out there does the guide dog?
I'm linked up with Steen Eye Dogs Australia. But over here we've got Guide Dogs Australia. No, Guide Dogs depends each state, so they have their own guide dog school there. Mm-hmm. I recently found there's a school in Brisbane. They've actually successfully trained a German Shepherd because here in Australia the most common breeds they use is Labrador and Golden Retrievers. So that was a good thing with the German Shepherd. So.
I like German Shepherds too. That would be nice. For me personally, I would qualify for a guide dog, but I don't think I do enough to. I would. The dog would be more of a pet than anything. I would think in my situation. I would hate to take a guide dog and, he needs to be used. got to go to a lot of places. You know, they got to be active all the time, and it's not just something you really, as an individual, you have to give it a lot of thought. It's, oh, I can get a dog, and you know, there's a lot of thought put into it. So, and these places that do these guide dog things, uh, they just don't give a dog away just because you're blind. They, you know, assess your situation and see if you're comfortable, and if there's any doubt in your mind, they kind of, you know, will discourage them.
Really, if there's any doubt in their mind.
Well, yeah, because you know, it's like adopting an animal. When you adopt an animal, there's a process with that shelters, and there's a trial period, and if there's something that they don't like, you know, they'll take that animal away from you. So it has to be a fit. It has to be a good fit.
We have a question from the chat and hello, Milton Carr. He said he's learned a lot. He was listening a lot. He's been listening and he's learned a lot. And he says, lovely stream you have here. Thank you, Milton Carr. And live accessible says, living with low vision, how much support do you receive in Australia when you are visually impaired / low vision ?
I can only talk about myself. I've been quite lucky that a couple of years ago they've come up with a new insurance scheme for people with disabilities. So I use like a personal assistant to go out and about with me and my son. So they will have a car, we'll go grocery shopping or go to the park. And I was so lucky that I found an organization that were willing to learn how to sight guide so I don't have to use my cane. I've been doing a lot of sensory and tactile tours from a company that's Sydney based called Cocky Guides Tours. So I've done a few, like a weekend away, which was hard for me being away from my son. But I think I'm lucky compared to other people in other countries with the support I do have at the moment. Compared to 5 years ago, I wouldn't have had any support.
Okay, Ian Jackson wants to come on the panel, and he does deal with some vision impairment. Well, I believe he's blind in one eye. He's coming up on the panel. I'm in the middle of sending him a link.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, I was like Ian with the one eye thing all my life. Then, you know, when you first start out, you know, as a kid, you don't know these. So I thought I was just a normal kid, but basically, even though I wasn't legally blind, I was still visually impaired because I had one eye missing, and the right eye was limited. Fortunately, I was able to work and function, but as a kid, boy, I learned really fast. I've got some stories that I've told on my channel about being hit by a car on my bicycle, and you know, Speed Racer was one of my heroes, and I would always look at my front tire as it's spinning.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Ian.
Am I here? Am I?
Yeah, you're here.
This is
we were just talking about me getting hit by a car.
And we have a question from the chat. Can I ask it?
Go ahead.
And then Ian, we'll have time for Ian to talk too. And
yeah, no, I was just filling the gap. Go ahead.
So, the question is, I'm not sure how to ask this, but first and foremost, I think of Diana as an artist, and yet I know she is legally blind. How do you define yourselves? ? Hope that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that totally makes sense. Because what did they say? There was a saying I heard in the community. Blindness does not define you. It really
that's a good
doesn't.
one.
Blindness doesn't define you. So in her question, she wants to really know, what are we like? Well, if you join us on Fridays with Diana, you'll see, because there's Diana, me, and Ian, and Gracie, and we're like a coffee shop show. It's hilarious.
Coffee shop show? You mean late night show?
Oh, maybe a late night
Maybe
show.
not late night show. I don't know.
Yeah, we're we're fun loving people, and we like to kid around. And
Oh, how would I define myself?
hello, Chit Chat Queen.
Yeah, hi, Chit Chat Queen. Yeah, so yes, to answer that question, yeah, well, being legally blind. See, I was normal vision most of my life, having normal vision most of my life. So being legally blind does impact how I see myself. It totally impacts. I see myself as a legally blind artist, not an artist, and I'm legally blind. I'm a legally blind artist. And but I just see that it doesn't. There's so many ways that it does not impede me. But yes, there are challenges and ways that it does impede me. And I don't know. That's all I have to say for now.
I mean, my blindness. I was a printer all my life, so now my whole world has changed. So I really didn't even have a hobby. Lisa was like, "What? You don't have a hobby?" I'm like, "Yeah, I worked hard all my life. I really didn't have time." So now I got all the time in the world, and so one thing I'm doing is the Native American flute. I have about 4 or 5 of them now, ranging from A to D. I have a little drone flute out of sugar cane. They all have different pitch, tone. That's a lot of fun.
Ah, that's nice.
Another thing I do, is scanners. I like to follow scanners. For the police. And now with all this stuff going on, with what happened to George Floyd, the scanners are off the roof, off the hook. So you can just follow. There's YouTube channels on there of some guy that does live feeds and has scanners in the background in a live chat. So I like stuff like that.
That's cool.
And then I also love Mother Nature.
Sorry, I missed that last. Oh, did Ian want to tell something about his story? And we also have somebody else, NASCAR man, wants to come up on the panel. And does Ian want to tell us something about his story?
Well, I was blind in my right eye from birth. I can't see. The only time I can actually see anything out of it is if I close my good eye. So I'm not in the sense blind, because obviously we all have 2 eyes. So,
but it affects your depth perception, doesn't it?
It can do in certain aspects. Put it this way, I see, whereas most people see like that level, going out, my perception is that when it gets to the nose, that's it.
Yeah.
I see no farther than end of where my nose is, and then peripheral out there. So center of my eye, I have to move it like that to see centrally what you would all see.
Right. I have to move my eye to see centrally also.
So, but I've learned to do that over years, and apart from that, I mean, only time it really affects me is if I'm playing pool and I'm right-handed and I've got a right eye impairment, so I can't see out of my right eye. So it makes me, when I'm playing pool or playing darts or anything like that, it's completely off by at least an inch, which is exactly how far your eyes are apart. So
you make adjustments to that.
Yeah, well, you can do. You mentally make an adjustment. Yeah. You think, right, I know how far it's out So
Excuse me.
you make an assessment, but it's not necessarily accurate in the sense that I can see it visually. So it makes it difficult for me to like target things, for example.
Hello, NASCAR man.
Hello,
NASCAR
everyone.
man, hello.
Hello, NASCAR.
How's everybody
Hi.
doing?
We're good.
Good. Did
Making
Ian want to
one
tell us?
rig
More,
model.
did Ian want to tell us more about a story?
Just that when I were a kid, they did all the tests and all that kind of stuff, and prodded and poked me and made me have, you know, eye chemicals, and I had to have that every day. I had a patch over my eye for a certain amount of time. Nothing worked, and they said when I got to about 11 years of age, they said,
like I said, it all depends on what it is.
nope, that's it.
Is that your wife in the background?
Yes, it is, Diana.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Ian's wife.
No.
That's mine.
So basically, they just said when I got to about 11 that there weren't anything that they would be able to do with it. So I stopped wearing glasses because ultimately that having a lens in front of your eye is damaging to your good eye. So I stopped wearing glasses and I just accepted that I'm monocular visioned. And that's it.
We have a question in the chat for Ian. So it says, so Kylie Koo says, you are an amazing artist. And do you feel that blindness in one eye makes it more difficult to create art, or don't you notice it, so to speak?
I don't, because one eye is good enough to see, isn't it? I don't want to be patronizing to anybody who is actually blind, but in essence, I'm actually fully sighted as well. One advantages I do have is if I cover over my good eye, you know, when they say squint so that you can see less, so the picture,
yes, so you can see your artwork better, like in a different way,
things in a more simple manner. All I have to do is close my eyes, and all I see is like vague blocks of color.
And that helps you? That helps you?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you don't see things with the sharp perception of normal eyesight. You see things as blocks of color that are all plugged into one another. And do you know what? There's another artist who went like that, and he was called Turner.
And Monet went blind later in life.
And you can see through his art at the end of his life when he went blind. You can see how his art altered for the better.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to look at that. And him and Monet, I want to study those guys again.
I don't know that much about Monet. I
know a lot about money.
And thank you, Over 50 and Fabulous, for the super chat. Thank you so much.
So that's really, apart from the fact that in very recent years, I've started to get, I suppose you would call it macular degeneration, because I'm getting old. In my good eye, which has caused me a little bit of anxiety, because it's like only having one spare, and that's it. If that goes, then my entire vision will have gone, and I'll be in a position where I can't see nothing. So I'm on the borderlines of losing my sight, although I don't know how much macular degeneration I will get. That's just something you have as you get older, in that sense. So I'm getting all my artwork done as quickly as I possibly can before I lose my sight, because I don't know whether I'll be able to do it after a period when I can't see very much. There are artists who can paint without having any sight.
John Bramblett.
John Bramblett.
Yeah, he does. I don't know how he does it.
You know, Ian knows John Bramblett, right?
I do know John. Yeah, I go to him regularly.
You should see some of his art. It's incredible.
I know. It's but
It's
the way
amazing.
he paints is unbelievable. I mean, he has to he knows what colors he's using by the textures, and I'm like, I just can't. I have to watch more of his videos. I really can't understand how he's able to do that.
I mean, I don't want
he
to
has
make
total blindness. It's darkness, complete darkness. So he does it by texture. Yeah.
He's a tactile painter, isn't he?
Yeah.
Things.
His touch has gotten so sensitive that he can actually even tell the weight and texture of the paint on the brush.
Right.
But that's your body's answer to losing its sensory
That's incredible
perception, isn't it?
Yes,
it
for other
always
senses might become
compensates.
stronger.
So what's going on, NASCAR man? You know about money. You wheeling and dealing all the time.
Just trying to do what I can, you know. It's just you find stuff that you can like and just try to go with it. Like I'm making a custom action figure here that was actually oh god, what was his name? Kyle. He was the running back for the Baltimore Ravens, but it wasn't Ray Rice. But I stripped him down, and he's gonna be a SWAT. He's gonna be a SWAT member. I have a battering ram for his hands. And I'm making a face shield for him. So,
okay.
So we do a lot of stuff like that now. People have been custom cars, and a lot of the custom figures now I've been doing. But yeah, my reselling on Mondays with my auction really is getting better. Getting a lot more stuff, a lot more people coming in. I have a lot of new vendors, new sellers. So don't forget to check that out. My vision comes and goes. Some days I have really good days. Some days I don't want to even bother. You know?
Wow. It changes from day to day.
Yeah.
Sometimes by the hour.
Yeah. Yep.
Crazy.
It is. It's one of those things where
it's so hard to explain too.
I mean, my problem was I have no vision in my right eye. I have about 40 to 50% in my left eye. But when they gave me the fentanyl for my first stroke in the hospital, that's when I lost my vision.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so when you're an executive chef and you wake up in a trauma room and you can't see, your life, you just want to end your life. But here in Rhode Island, I mean, the smallest state, we have so much help for the legally blind and visually impaired here in the state that we go on trips. We also have our very own, the first one ever for the Lions Club International. We are the first visually impaired Lions Club here in the state of Rhode Island.
Oh, nice.
And
very nice.
Yeah.
What's your take on it, living with visually impaired?
What was that, Ian?
She's got a...
Sorry, I had it on mute. I was trying not to fall asleep. It's just I'm tired. It's not that you guys are making me go to sleep. It's just I had a rough night with my son.
All right. So have you got... how do you feel about that issue? Do you feel certain, does it disbar you from certain activities in life?
Actually, no. I'm kind of the person, if you say no, I will do it just to prove you wrong. Which has gotten me in trouble in the past.
Yeah. Do you find that any of your other senses in your body are more sensitive?
I would say my touch sensory.
Yes, that was a question from the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that for me, it's more sensory thing.
Mm.
I don't know if they have this where you are, but I went to a play, and I got to go in before it started, so I could feel the costumes, and they were describing what was going around.
Oh yeah.
So I had a bit of a sensory overload, and I needed to sit down because I was feeling all the costumes, all the textures, and for me, it's more sensory, which I do use that with my son as well. So we're trying to do a lot of sensory stuff around the house. I'm not artistic at all. Like I can't even, because my depth perception, I'm not really good at grabbing pencils and things like that. So I have no artistic bone in my body, but I do cook a lot, and
That's creative.
I'm a bit of a lazy cook, but I do what I can.
I make a mean shrimp Alfredo.
There you go.
Hello, Washington County News Station, Utah. Quite a long name there. Hello.
I have it more with my sense of hearing. My hearing.
Yeah, my husband says I have bad hearing.
Do you know what?
Selective hearing, actually. I can hear things far away. Like if he's talking to his friend, I can hear what they're saying. But so many times he's right next to me, say something, I'm like, what? So it's weird.
I have that issue too, Diana, that I have selective hearing. Sorry.
So does anybody else have any programs? Like I have a program called Insight here in the state.
No, I think Rhode Island has very good services compared to the state I live in. No, I asked my the commission. I mean, the Society for the Blind in my county where I live in, and I was asking them because I had just been talking to you like a while ago, and I was saying, "Do you have this? Do you have that?" And they're like, "No."
Yeah, we have National Federation for the Blind, and hopefully everybody belongs to that.
Yeah.
If not, you definitely get involved in that. It's $5 a year to join, and that helps you. But
yeah, I'm not a member of that. I have to get a member of that.
Yeah, but Insight, it's insight.org, O-R-G. You can go online, and they have classes that we do right online. So you guys want to get involved in stuff like that. You don't have to belong to us, but you can also learn more and more. Like we, Friday we had part 3 of understanding what to do when to get a guide dog. So, but we have all the stuff like that. How to use an iPhone, how to use Google Lens, we go every aspect that you can.
I was surprised.
We have a blind yoga instructor that teaches yoga on Wednesdays.
What I'm seeming to hear from everybody who's on panel is the importance of having a support structure, not only from a governmental viewpoint, because that doesn't always occur everywhere, but having a good support structure around you on a personal level.
Oh, yes, on personal.
You know, people who you can rely on and will help you and support you in that sense. So that's where I'm getting from it.
But it all depends too whereabouts you live. Not necessarily like what country you live in, but the territory. It seems to me that when you're out more in the rural areas, there's not too much out there.
That's right. That's what I surmised.
It's a lot less.
In the city, there's lots of different ways to get around. If you were vision impaired and you needed public transportation, it's a lot easier in the city. In the suburbs, less so. no, in the suburbs it's a more of a challenge, and then rural I think even more of a challenge than suburbs.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I have a small support group out here in the rural area, north central Illinois. Um, they at least have a bus system through the county that I can ride for like $2. They'll pick me up at the door and take me anywhere in the county. It can't be outside the county. So I can, for almost anybody could do this. It doesn't even have to be disabled. They will take this bus. They'll pick you up, take you there to wherever you want to go to Walmart.
Paul, I have a question for you.
Go ahead. Did we lose him?
What happened? We dropped. He's still there. Oh, we can't hear you.
I heard him say he's got a question for me, and then we lost him.
Paul, where are you from?
Oh, where am I from? I'm in north central Illinois. I'm not too far from Rockford. I'm about 90 miles west of Chicago. And the county I'm in is Boone County. So very small county. There's only like 50,000 people in the county, in the entire county.
Do you have a society or whatever you call it, a society for the blind?
We have the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a support group for Boone County. They meet once a month and it's for an hour.
Do you like fishing?
Pardon?
Do you like fishing?
Oh, do I like fishing? Well, you know what? We'll be on this live stream for about 10 hours.
Oh, do you like fishing?
Yeah, I like fishing, but I can't catch any fish. Fish don't like me. There's all kinds. I could tell you stories about people trying to,
can you hear me now?
You to catch a fish, Paul.
Yes, we can hear you.
I make bets with people, and they have lost all of them. I've even been.
Do you like fishing?
I've been even in the mountains.
I think because he has a special way for you to get on some fishing trip.
You like fishing?
I don't.
Yes.
What, you know of some special trip, right?
His audio keeps blocking out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You know what?
Type it in the thing, and then we can read it.
Yeah, and then it might have been keep repeating on him. Nick, you might have to leave or NASCAR man, you might have to leave and come back. Yeah.
He's probably got a bad connection there.
Yeah, he was going in and out. But yeah, as far as fish, yeah. I was, a quick story. I was in the mountains in Oregon, beautiful mountains, and there was a mountain lake in there, and there was a guy that we were staying with, and he's like, I'm gonna get you to catch fish, and so he got his canoe. We get to the end of the lake. He goes, I'll show you how easy this is, and he grabbed his pole on the shore. First cast, pulled in a fish. So he says, you try it. So I do that 50 times, nothing. He says, okay, I'm not giving up on you. We went into the canoe. And then we started going out into the lake, different spots. And then we were trolling, where you let the hook troll behind you. Trawl, thank you.
Not troll.
And nothing. So finally it starts getting to the end, and he finds this little cove area with all these lily pads everywhere, and there was tons of fish in the water right there. He says, Paul, cast it right there. I want you to hit it right there. And I nailed it. And then it went bloop into the water. I looked at him, and he starts shaking his head and looks down and says, I don't believe it. And I said, what? He says, as soon as your hook went in there, 30 fish just ran the opposite way.
Lisa,
that's the way it is.
Girlfriend saying he couldn't catch fish if they were in a bowl.
Yeah, and then he said, I have never seen that in my life. And then he says, congratulations, you won the bet. So I won a 6-pack.
Yay.
And so he gave me this little 6-pack of beer, but he gave me the big ones, not the small cans. And
Here's
I
NASCAR
had,
man back again.
hello, and then I had to consume all that before I got on the plane because it was the next. He gave me the bet gift on the way, the last day. So we're on the way to the airport, and I got to chug all this beer down. So I was feeling pretty good on the airplane. But yeah,
So,
there's fish and
can you
stories.
hear me now?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah.
Living
Okay,
with
so, Paul,
low vision. What's your name?
Fernanda.
Fernando.
Fernanda.
Fernanda.
Amanda.
Oh,
Amanda.
No,
Right. Okay.
Fernanda. I'll write it down.
Ananda. Right.
I
It's
think
a bit of a long name.
Could you write it in the chat?
Yep. I've done it.
So
Paul,
what equipment
Fernanda.
do we use? I mean, it's irrelevant for me because I can see through my one eye. But apart from these help me see.
Yeah.
What equipment do we use to be able to utilize things like YouTube visually?
I use the accessibility options on my Samsung phone.
Right. So that has a spyglass thing, doesn't it? That.
Oh no, just the settings on the phone.
Oh, just makes everything bigger.
Or what I do is I'm very tech savvy, so I cast my phone to my TV, so I can read off my TV.
That's a good option, isn't it, for people who have issues? I'm just trying to see if we can pass on some technology knowledge that will make it easier for people to view things.
Yeah. Her name is Fernanda. Fernanda. With an F. Fernanda.
There you go.
Yeah, they have apps that you can download on your phone that kind of do that. There's KNFB readers. They can do that. They'll take a picture of your document and read it to you. I use magnifiers.
I use Ira if I'm out and about.
Ira. All right. What's that? Is it a browser?
No, it's an app that you can download on your phone. It's synced to an office in California in the United States.
Right.
And they can read to you, or if you need to book an Uber, they'll book an Uber and double check that you're in the car with the person that's pictured on the Uber account, just for your safety. Or if you're lost, they can track you on GPS and try to guide you to the right direction.
Now, just recently, Microsoft have altered their browser, right? Whatever they call it. What do they call it now? And apparently, you can put it in a mode where it actually speaks to you. Microsoft Edge. They've just and everything on the screen it will read to you. I know that one or two browsers have got that facility, but that has now got that. Microsoft Edge has got it. So it literally reads everything on the page for you with one of those mechanical.
Right.
I don't know if it's one of those.
They call it voiceover.
Mechanical. I don't know if it's one of those mechanical voices. I don't know. It might be a real person. Hello. Nice to see you. No. So that's a facility that's.
So that's interesting to know for Microsoft because Apple already has it built in, but now Microsoft has it. So that's good to know for those people that have Microsoft.
And what is that one app that you can download for where you can take a picture and a volunteer will answer you back?
That's Ira, but you have to pay for a subscription or you have 5 minutes for free.
Well, there's another one also that's like Ira, but they're not. They're volunteers. They're not like.
They're called Be My Eyes. They're called Be My Eyes.
Yes.
Right.
What's the matter?
We have a question from the chat. So is Fernanda, the thing you're talking about, is it a bit like the Apple accessibility features?
Yes. Yes, it is. Hang on, my son just woke up. What are you looking for?
To share something with Diana.
Huh?
Let's see. We have 5 people on the panel. Yep, 5.
No, I think NASCAR's not on at the moment.
No, he's not. He's not on. He's not waiting either.
No.
He wants to come on panel.
No, I'm not sure if JCT does. JCT, did you want to come on panel? She said she wanted to share something, but did you want to come on panel? She says, "Can I share something?" I said, "Yes, you can share something in the chat, or if you wanted to come on panel, JCT."
This is what it's all about.
Oh, well, I showed Diana a product that will help her with her
Oh yeah, magnifier.
It's a magnifier, but it's also a loop light.
Oh yeah, I like how it has a light
down on it. It makes it a lot stronger light because some blind people. Hello. Some blind people's sight issues is down to a lack of light rather than not being able to use the cones in their eyes. So it might help with people who have that kind of problem as well.
Yeah,
a lack of light in their eye.
Well, more light always helps.
Well, it does, yeah. Well, that's the thing that actually enables us to actually see. So if we didn't have light, then we'd all be blind.
Light's a tricky thing. For me, it has to be the right light.
Yeah.
Because there's some light that just washes things out too.
There's the people with photophobia.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, my sight changes, constantly. Like, I got some of my vision back, but I noticed that everything is faded. The trees, the leaves are not as green. And when I'm outside in the sun, if it's full sun, sometimes it washes things out. But if it's slightly cloudy, it's just right for me. But if it's too cloudy, then it gets dark, and I can't. If I'm in the sun and all of a sudden I go into the shade where a tree is, I can't see any. I can't see anything.
That's called the adjustment. It takes longer for the adjustment of your eyes. So normal vision, they can adjust like almost immediately from sunlight to shadow. But yes, I have slower rate too, but it's not too bad, but it is a slower rate from going light to shadow. The adjustment of the eyes is slower.
Yeah, when I would go from the outside and go into a restaurant, it's dark. It's like too much for me. Now, after what happened to me before, I was like you, Diana. I struggled a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah. Now it's a big difference. Yeah. It's like walking into a dark closet. It's crazy.
Oh, JCT sharing something in the chat. She did not want to come up on panel. She says one of her eyes has a hidden. She forgets what it's called. She forgets what they're called. Where she needs glasses to read. Oh, okay. And I guess she's not done yet. And for driving at night. I've heard those people, they have normal vision during the day, but then they have night vision blindness.
Yep. At night I can't. Yeah, at nighttime. But here's the crazy thing. At nighttime, all the lights, I see them beautiful. So like at Christmas time, when everyone had those Christmas lights, I didn't see the houses. All I could see was the lights. So it looks like all these lights are just floating around, and in the air. It's pretty.
So what lights in the streets does your area have?
Normally, outside of Christmas,
LED based lights.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And the LED helps me a lot. Though when I go into a store that has just those fluorescent lights, they do nothing.
No, because they're what they call incandescent light.
Yeah.
And it's although it lightens things up, it does it in a way that distorts the color in your eye.
Yeah.
And now our brains normally, with normal eyesight, rearrange it and go, oh no, that's white light. Yeah. So we don't normally see that, but people who have sight impairment and problems with their eyes, it may just distort it.
Yeah, the fluorescent light doesn't. What helps me anybody that's in the chat, this is a good. If you struggle with your night vision and stuff like that, one good thing to use is a light bulb, not the yellow, but the daylight LED bulb. They're really bright and annoying for the average person, but boy, do they help in the house.
Yeah. And they last longer as well, and they're environmentally more friendly.
Yes.
So,
but you got to. I mean, they have the LEDs in yellow, but if you do the
I'm sorry.
blue, it's the blue white, or they call it, or whatever they call it, daylight. They're daylight bulbs.
An LED can go from white right through to blue. It can alter its frequency, and you can set it wherever you want. And the generally set just off white, but you can get absolute white if you need them.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's glaringly white.
I changed all in the house, and it helps me get around a little better,
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at what a camera does, we're used to using these video cameras, right? And if you look down at it and you're doing a piece of artwork and you go, that's not the colours that I'm using it. Some people's eyes are like that. They only see what they see. It's amazing what our brain regurgitates and alters to make sense of everything.
Right.
So in the case of things like LED lights, it figures it out and it goes, oh, that's white light, which it is. And then all the other ones, your incandescent light, it makes it slightly yellow or slightly blue or slightly oranger. We used to have some horrible lights outside of our house that used to glare into house because it glare at light at night, and you couldn't get to sleep because there were like an orange glow in the room.
Oh, yeah.
But they changed it, and they're now LED lights, and it don't happen at all. The room goes completely dark now because of the frequency wave of the light. It reacts in a certain area, but doesn't. It's very low. It's got a low range of. If you've ever noticed LED lights, they're strong when you're near them, but they don't have a very a very broad range outside of a small area. They tend to be more intense lights that are little, and that's why they use them for things like Diana's backdrop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Kylie says fluorescent lights always have given her migraines because of the flicker.
Yeah.
Okay. Every light flickers. It's just that they all flicker at a different frequency. Yeah.
Like a frequency, I think, right?
Yeah. And some people's eyes are sensitive to one frequency and not another. See, that's another type of blindness.
Yes, it is.
Frequency sensitivity. Sometimes and that if you're constantly having light that's overly intense going into your eyes, can cause you to have headaches and migraines and all sorts of sensory
the
issues.
computer screen itself is doing that, you know.
Well, that's why with people who have that kind of problem, hypersensitivity in their eyes, you can get a special piece of glass that goes in front of the screen, and that alters the frequency wave of the image coming out.
Is it a piece of glass?
Well, it's either a piece of plastic or glass. It used to be glass at one time because they couldn't make very good optical plastic, but they can now. But generally, the ones I've seen were glass because it's optical glass. It has to be.
Yes.
It has to be specially manufactured to have like lines in it all the way through the plastic, so that when light waves hit it, it's in a different way, and it alters the frequency. So
How does that go, Ian? How does that go?
Love that as a sound effect.
How much time we got, Diana? How long you want to do this?
Well, I don't know. The people in the chat have dwindled down.
Okay, well, maybe. Oh, Lisa has a question before we go.
Well, it's a good start off, isn't it? It's your first one.
Yes, hopefully it'll pick up momentum, and I don't know.
It's up to.
If it got too big, maybe we would not like that.
Talking, I can't.
Sorry.
All right, Lisa has a question. Just say it out loud, Lisa, so we all can hear.
There was one thing that you, as a VIP person, wanted the sighted people to know. What would it be?
Oh boy, good one.
Cool. Go on then.
We didn't hear that, but please tell us what her question is.
She was just saying, what is the most one thing as a VIP person? If there was one thing, okay. If there was one thing as a VIP person that you would want a sighted person to understand or know, what would it be?
Visually impaired person, VIP.
Yes.
Right, as long as everybody knows. You have to get the lingo over to people.
So I have to think about it. It's one. You know, there's a ton of them, but what would be one? I don't know.
For me, it's just to vacate the accessible seats. That's all the only issue I'm having around here. Especially in the city. For me, no one moves around. No one moves when I'm using the cane in the city. And me, it takes me an hour and a half to get to the city.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. And they're not vacating the seats?
Really?
No, I normally have to scream. Like, I'm like the crazy lady screaming at people to get off the accessible seats.
See, you know, yeah, that's fine. I'm with you.
Do you have a white cane?
Yes, I have a white cane and I have a badge that says visually impaired person.
They don't look. They don't listen.
No,
they don't.
You know, when you go on public transport these days, and in any big area, it's like a war zone. You're battling, even as a sighted person, to get any kind of seated area. So I can't imagine how difficult it is for somebody who has any kind of disability or impairment to try and get that one seat that's been set aside for them. Because I even see elderly people who end up having to stand when people who are going on a bus and bus is full, and nobody gets up and stands up for them anymore.
No,
it's a moral thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
most definitely.
You know, Fernanda, you hit it on the nail on the head. I was thinking about that one thing, and it's more broader, general, but it fits into what you're saying. Is I would think that the number one thing would be just courtesy and respect. You know, when I grew up, you saw an elderly person or something struggling with a walker or something, and I'm a young guy. I want, get out of my way. I stopped and waited for that. and let them, go through the doors, and that's it. I mean, not everyone is
I'm
bad.
sorry,
Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's more good people
You
than
can have it
bad,
later.
but it's just when those bad things happen, when they jump over your cane or
Oh,
don't,
that's bad.
take your accessible seat
No,
away.
no.
That's just disrespect. So one thing, just have respect. That would be my one thing. And ask questions. It's okay to ask. Ask a blind person questions. It's all right, because you just don't know, and we can give you that answer. You're not offending us, asking us questions. How should I put it? This, that, and the other. No, just ask the questions, and we'll answer them. And that's what this is all about.
Mine,
Lisa.
because I'm not necessarily a blind person. Mine is just, please be tolerant and patient with people
You have mommy's phone.
who have any disabilities, and don't look at them as drains on society.
They really are not.
No.
They're not drains on society if you really look at it. Because the way I believe it, they're the best people in the world.
I just wanted to say mine. I started with it at the beginning where I said there's different levels of blindness, because most people never know. They think you're either 100% can see or 100% blind, and they don't know there's different levels of blindness. And then by looking at me, you can't always tell if somebody is blind or not by looking at them. And there's all different. Basically, it's most people. It's just they do not understand that there's all different levels of blindness, and that you could look at somebody and not even realize they're blind. They don't look blind. And the what else was I going to say about that?
Try not to stereotype.
In the workplace, I did get a lot of respect and everything, but when that's because that's where I had to deal with it the most so far in my life, is in my workplace. And I felt like people didn't believe me. I felt like they never said they didn't, but I felt like inside myself, I'm like, they probably just can't believe me that I'm really legally blind and I just do everything I do. And like, and they probably just don't understand. I don't understand how I can do everything I do, and I'm supposed to be legally blind. I don't understand.
Because of your strength and tenacity, Diana. You have tons of it.
Well, that's about people's like stereotyping of what a person who has a specific disability is capable or is not capable of doing. And maybe that's what society should stop doing, putting people in boxes.
That would be like a number one thing. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Because blindness doesn't define you, and there are tons and tons of blind people that do a lot of things that a lot of society thinks that they can't. 90% of the stuff that I did in my life, people said I couldn't do, and I did it anyways.
And the things that you think you can't do, there's ways around it to make it so you can do it with support.
And then that's the self-question: is it worth the strength and tenacity of that? That's where you get that strength. You're like, you know what, I am going to do it, and then you go do it, and then you've grown as a person. That's what I mean. I think disabled people are the strongest. I really do.
Well, you got to be if you have any kind of disability in this world, you've got to be strong, because you've got an hell of a fight ahead of yourself, haven't you? It's hard enough being an able-bodied person in this world. Never mind. I mean, one thing I'd just like to briefly, before you all go, how has the virus and the other set of issues that have come around, has that had any unforeseen issues with you?
It could have. If it was this time last year when I was trying to visit my mother in the nursing home 2 to 3 times a week by Uber, and but it didn't have to be Uber. It's just that Uber was more convenient than the transportation that they might have provided for me. That I just first of all, the one transportation that's like that I didn't qualify for, like one of the transportations I wouldn't have qualified for, but there's another transportation I just never looked into because Uber was just so convenient. And yes, it was expensive. I mean, it was kind of expensive, but added up over the months, 5 months, the last 5 months of my mother's life, visiting her 2 to 3 times in the nursing home and stuff, and like that would have totally been a different thing. Oh my goodness, if that was this time last year, with like you're not being able to go into the nursing home, all these people that can't go into the nursing home. So so for me this time, all I can say is, oh my goodness, if it was this time last year, it would have impacted me it would have impacted me a lot more than right now. It doesn't impact me so much right now.
You know, the COVID itself, and to answer your question, for me, it's easier. There's less people. And people are staying away from me instead of trying to jump over my chain. They're staying away from me.
Socially distanced too. Maybe it might be the nucleus of a new, happier, better society. Who knows?
So there's less for me to maneuver. So actually, the COVID was actually a good thing for me getting around with my blindness.
And you living with low vision, has it affected you, the coronavirus thing and having to socially distance?
For me, I mean,
as a blind person?
As a blind person, not really, but as me as a mum, yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to taking my son to the park and let him run around and do his therapies, which I had to postpone and then change companies.
I think you're speaking for an awful lot of mums all over the world there.
Yes. But for me, as a blind person, not really.
No. Oh, well, at least it's not been any further pressure than what you already have to deal with on the regular
over
basis.
here we don't have to use masks anymore, so we haven't had a case, I think, in 10 days in my state.
All right.
So we've been quite fortunate so far.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
and it's getting colder over there by you guys. So it's coming into winter. You guys are having the fall where we're having summer.
Yeah. Oh, we're in winter.
They're in winter because we're in summer now. Well, it's not June 21st, but
into winter.
Yeah, you're coming to winter in a few days, right?
Well, there should be now.
Well, no.
Well, in saying that, no. I mean,
21st.
21st is a solstice, isn't it?
Pretty much.
That will be their
so theirs would be
solstice.
Winter and ours would be summer.
So it's the last few days of autumn for them. Although in theory, June is a summer month and their winter month. So if you take it by a month, they're in summer.
But I've got the aircon on, the heater's on, so my house is nice and warm.
That's relative. I mean, their winter's hotter than our summer.
Their winters are hotter than our summer?
Not you in America, but they are in Britain.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I bet it don't go below 30 in Australia. Have you ever seen an Australian snow scene? Nope.
Well, I guess not.
No, not really.
All right.
It's a very hot country, and even my wife's from Philippines, which is not far away from Australia. It's an island just above it, and even in winter they get 30, 35. In winter, in their winter time, and it goes, and then it goes up into summer. It goes up to 40 to nearly 50.
Well, that you're talking Celsius.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're not talking about your
Fahrenheit.
Your Fahrenheit.
Don't get started. Don't you get started.
That's right.
In America, it'd be like 120, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed
right
it.
now,
Nightbot
it's
wants to
46.
come on. Nightbot
Yeah.
keeps showing the red hearts.
Is it?
Nightbot wants to come on.
You say it's 42
It's 46.4 Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit, which is
Oh, okay,
which is a little
so-
bit. That's
degrees.
quite that, but it's at night time, early morning, isn't it? So it's still cold.
Yeah, so it's 8 degrees now, but
Mm.
converting
Oh.
to Fahrenheit, it's 46.4.
Oh, wonderful.
And that's
That's
early
our typical
morning
fall.
temperature.
That's a fall day here in Illinois.
Yeah. But it is
It's
hot
just-
there. Super
What's the
hot.
coldest it ever got over there by you, Fernanda?
I would say -1.
-1.
-2.
Ooh.
Okay.
What's that in Fahrenheit?
See, I knew it because I knew Ian was full of it. I knew it.
Mhm. No, just think, just a bit, just a tiny bit south of where Australia is. There's this great big gigantic continent called the South Pole.
So Fahrenheit will be 30.2.
Ooh,
Fahrenheit.
that's
Yeah, 30.
freezing. 32 degrees is freezing. Is the point
So
of
that
freezing.
statement you said about England, Ian, is
Well, you
Sorry,
know
Gracie.
England's cold. I mean, even in our measurement, we can get -15 easily.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
-1 is still.
and if you were to project that to Fahrenheit, you probably don't even have a measurement for that.
Every time I went to England
It
in
rained.
January, it
Oh.
was like 50, almost 60 degrees Fahrenheit
Hey?
some days.
Sometimes,
At night, it never went. It was like, I think the worst was 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be
oh,
what?
you must,
Maybe -3.
you must have gone on. Some years we hadn't had a winter this year. We hadn't had one at all. It's not gone. It's not gone below 0 this year. But when you get a cold winter, a proper cold winter, directly above us is the North Pole, and when wind blows from north,
No,
from
you're not
north,
having that.
I think Chicago
you know
knows
about
what that's
it.
like.
It freezes. It instant freezes.
Yeah,
Anything
Chicago's
that's
called the
wet.
Windy City.
You know what? You talk to me when we're -55 below Fahrenheit.
Yeah, Chicago's the Windy City.
But tell her why.
What's that? It can't be any
That's its
lower than
nickname. That's Chicago's
-4.
nickname.
Yeah, but
minus-
Diana, it's not because
minus
it's called the
40.
windy. It's called the Windy City, but it's not because of the weather. It's
Really?
because of the politicians.
Oh, good. Really?
What, full of wind? Are you
Yeah.
saying full of wind? Anyway, let's not. Joking aside, let's not go into politics, because I'm now in a politics free zone. No politics.
That was Lisa's fault. She's the one that coerced me to say it.
I don't know.
Well, Kylie Q says in Scotland they did have -20 some years ago, but we've just had the hottest spring on record.
Yeah.
It felt more like summer in their springtime. The hottest spring on record.
It's been, honestly, all this year. It's been almost like we've just gone directly into summer.
Yeah.
We've not had no winter whatsoever.
Cold and wet here, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're in the 90 Fahrenheit.
Which
Crazy.
is not good, because there's certain things that need to take place for certain plants and animals to start reacting, and they aren't really.
And Grayscale Painting, I don't know who he's responding to. He says that's because of the bean burritos.
Bean burrito. Yeah, well,
that's a
there
good
you
one,
go.
Anthony.
That's it. He's cracked it on the head, hasn't it? Bean burritos. Already beans.
Blowing hot air.
You know the ancient saying, and I'll say it once more just to remind you all, because it's funny. Beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot.
Yeah.
There you go. Never has a more truer word been said.
You didn't finish it.
I don't know.
Beans aren't the only thing that give you gas, I tell you that.
The more you toot, I can't remember it.
Better you feel.
What was it? The more you toot,
the better you feel.
So let's eat beans at every meal.
So let's eat beans at every meal.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Right. I can only remember the first bit. It's that dyslexia I've got where I only know the first couple of words from a.
Why, you're a walking
song.
encyclopedia. What do you mean?
And I know, but look, it don't matter how famous the song is. Every
get 'em,
time
Diana.
I sing them. I sing first few words and then it just blocks and I can't remember it.
Well, you can remember so many other things.
I know.
I know.
The fear of being banned on YouTube.
It's the fear of being banned on YouTube, Lisa says.
It probably is. I mean, we've probably already done several copyright infringements, as is normal. So,
heaven forbid that you say the word KILL. You get banned and
yeah, just using that word, you get your comment held for review, no matter what context you use it in.
Yeah.
Bye.
No, we're not saying bye yet.
We'll say bye-bye to you anyway. Oh, look, my hand looks small. Look at that. Looks like I've got a tiny hand.
Yeah, what is that?
Hello. Have you seen? I don't know whether Diane noticed, but I thought I've got to get in with the in crowd and make my own puppet.
Nice.
Oh, let me.
What is it?
Let's put you on the big screen. Let me see that.
Yep.
It's a body form.
It's a body form.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, when you're making
yes, it's like one of those statues.
Dresses.
Yes, it's like one of
like
those
that.
white marble statues. No, it could be also one of those white marble statues that doesn't have the arms.
Yeah. Well, you don't put the arms on it.
Well, when you show it that way, not. But I mean, the front. Okay. Are you going to add more to that, or that's it?
No, well, what I'm going to do is make it really firm, and then you use it to make little dresses and things like that. It's a project on one of the routes.
So it's a mannequin.
It's like a mannequin. Yeah, it's called a body form.
You're doing a challenge. It's a challenge.
Yeah, so I'm going to get some material and then make a dress for it.
You're in some kind of challenge.
Yeah, it's Danina's thing.
Oh, okay.
Because they do crafting things, don't they?
Yes, right.
So one of the things that they've been doing is,
and they got you doing that.
So, well, I said no, I weren't gonna, but
you got to make dresses for that.
I nearly went when I went to go to college. I nearly went in to do fashion design.
Oh, okay.
So I know how to make a body form.
Oh,
it's easy. So all you have to do is like put some material over it and turn it into a dress or whatever. Because it is a girl. So anyway, that's my puppet. There you go. Wow, puppet.
Yeah, I use finger puppets sometimes on my live stream. That's why you're saying that.
Fernanda, if you don't know what's going on, is Diana does finger puppets sometimes. She does fun things with glasses and all that.
Yes. Show your finger puppet.
Like celebrate. Like if I got 25 thumbs up, then that would make a challenge 20, and then I would do a happy dance finger puppet dance. Happy thumbs up finger puppet dance.
That sounds cool.
Oh, your son would probably like to see it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me get it. I got a whole bunch of different kinds.
People having a walk.
Diana's gonna bring out her puppets.
Oh, special occasion finger puppets. See. Woohoo. Just adding atmosphere. So I've been painting this afternoon. I don't normally paint on a weekend, but I thought, do you know what? I'm going to have a painting
7
session.
days a week.
Hmm?
I thought
Oh,
you
yeah.
painted 7 days a week.
No, I do art 7 days a week. But I
Yes.
don't normally. Over the weekend, I generally just do sketching or do preparatory work and things like that.
Rattle Trap, hello.
Oh, hi, Rattle Trap Vision.
Woo! Look at them.
Isn't that cool?
Woo! Yay!
Is that a rabbit?
One is
A panda? What's the other one?
dinosaur. We think it's a dinosaur. We're not really sure.
Is it a
The one
dinosaur?
at the end. The one
Or
at the
dragon?
end. The panda bear is. Oh no, it isn't, is it? I nearly said that were Paul, and it isn't, is it? No, that's another bear. That's a completely different bear.
That's a dinosaur.
I'm the white polar bear.
You're the white polar bear, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, I'm trying to promote you here because
Are you really?
Because surely a panda bear is a much more popular figure than a polar bear.
I don't think so.
Do you not?
No.
You
No
say
way.
thank you, Diana?
I'll provide sound effects. Diana don't do multitasking. She can't do sound and animation at the same time. Yeah.
Funny, wasn't it? You say thank you. And Big Wife say thank you.
And he's 4 years. He's 4 years old, right?
Yes.
Hi.
He like to draw and paint things.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Well, he doesn't like drawing and painting.
Oh, get him interested in it. You might find that he will. He's at the right age to be learning.
He'll paint in preschool, but he won't paint at home.
He won't paint at home. Oh my goodness.
Just let him sit in his own little corner with a pencil and some paints, and let him
He
let him
likes
get on to himself.
So I've done some artwork with chalks on my wall
Mm-hmm.
and on the windows. So I have to get the windows painted. What was that?
Bus.
We're not going on the bus today.
Bye, Kylie. Nice to come in the
later,
chat.
Kylie.
Hi,
Guys,
Kylie. Thank you for being here. So nice to see. So nice for you to be participating and involved.
I think I'll let you guys.
I gotta wrap this up too, Diana, because
Mel's Blind Life just got here. Mel's Blind Life just got here.
She's my friend. She's from Australia as well.
Mel's Blind Life. We're wrapping it up right now.
Well,
maybe another time. Explain when you're going to be on next time.
Okay, we're going to be on. Well, you said you're going to be out of town, but we're going to try. We're trying to do it the first Sunday of every month. So, like, with the next one will be the first Sunday in July.
What's the first Sunday in July? What day is that?
I don't know, but you told me you're going to be out of town, but that you probably could still do it.
Yeah, I probably still could.
If not, we have to. Well, we're just going to tell everybody right now. Yes, it's the first Sunday of every month. Today was our kickoff day.
The way it looks like.
July.
The first Sunday in July.
That's a holiday weekend. I don't know if you want to do that.
Well, why didn't you do it week after then, on 12th?
Nothing.
I guess so. Because that's
we should.
Holiday weekend. That's going to be like a quarantine holiday anyway. I don't know. Is anybody going to be able to do anything?
Quarantine?
Well, it's the Queen's birthday, so we've got the day off.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, here in Australia. Yeah, this
what,
weekend.
July 4th?
Hey, do you know what? We don't celebrate it here in England, which is strange. It's Queen of England.
Yeah, we're celebrating the Queen.
Well,
and even though her birthday's not in June, which is odd, but
I know, but we are in the Republic of Barnsley here, so we don't care.
Does Mel want to come on panel real quick?
Yeah, Mel's Blind Life. Would you like to come up on panel?
I'll make way. And
She Oh, there's still room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have room. We have 4 people. We can have 2 more people up.
Mel's Blind Life she does horses.
All
She's
right.
a
Yeah.
horse. She rides horses.
Very good.
Takes care of them.
Mm-hmm.
And she's
Okay,
actually
she
in
said
another
okay.
state.
She said okay. Let me put the thing.
And I believe she's in Australia too.
Yeah, so she lives hours away from me. So she lives in another state.
Just take
A
into
different
account,
state.
everybody, Australia is a continent.
Yeah, it's big.
It's big.
I wonder if it's the same size as the United States.
No, it's not.
No,
No.
United
Well, you
States.
know, Australia looks like the United States upside down.
It does a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah. It's probably because originally it probably were connected to it.
Oh yeah.
It might have been.
Okay, I put the link in. My name is highlighted in yellow. I put the link in for you. You don't need any special software. All you have to do is follow. It's self-explanatory. Just follow the prompts. Follow the prompts. You can be on your phone, your iPad, your computer.
Okay, while we're waiting for Mel, I'm just gonna bob out for just a second and be coming right back.
Okay.
He's going for his
This is
life.
really good. I'm glad that everyone came in and supported us. This is really awesome.
The United States is 27% larger than Australia.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Even if you took Alaska out, which weren't originally a part of America, it's still bigger. But Australia is the largest island on the planet.
The lightest.
No, not the lightest.
The largest.
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 I was half listening. Sorry.
So,
Australia is the largest continent, you said?
and it has the greatest amount of marsupials of any part of the world. It has more marsupials than any other animals.
It has more what?
It has the greatest number of different types of marsupials than any other
Oh, I see. Okay.
country on the planet.
Oh,
It's marsupial central.
oh okay.
Well, it's because it's got them quackers as well. Have you been to see quackers? They're some of our favourite animals, aren't they, Diane? Quackers.
Quackers? What do
Oh,
you
you
mean?
mean quokka?
Quackers.
Not
Quackers.
Quackers.
You mean
Quackers.
crocodiles?
No.
No.
They're not in Australia, no.
Crocodiles are in Australia, aren't they?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there are crocodiles and alligators.
Only in the zoos.
Oh, do they not have do they not have wild alligators?
No, I think
Wow.
Africa.
Oh, I thought they had both, but
Africa has both.
yeah, Africa has both. Yeah,
Africa does.
yeah, but I thought Australia did as well. But no.
All right, let's see what Mel's blind light. Maybe she can't follow the prompts. Let's see. What's it? Is she saying? Can she come on?
Did you say she's coming on?
Let's see. Mel's blind light says she wants to come on. Let's see. I put the link in. Oh, hello, Germany Travel. Welcome. We're kind of okay. Anyway, we're kind of near the end, but now we're kind of just socializing. But thank you for coming here, Germany Travel. Yes, it's we're talking about blindness. We were all the issues dealing around blindness. Mel's blind life. You're still 1, 2, 3, 4. Mel's blind life. Maybe she's trying to get on.
Maybe she's finding it difficult.
Yeah, maybe she's finding it difficult.
Well, she has to go to her Facebook first to messaging. And that is that where you've sent it to? Why don't you put it up on thing now, and she can come straight on? Because we're coming towards end of show.
I
anyway.
did. I put it in the chat. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, I have it in the chat. I put it in the chat.
So just go to the chat, click on that, and it'll take
Click
you.
on that link where my name is highlighted with this where it says Streamyard.
If you can see it.
Let's see. I don't hear anything from her. She's not saying anything.
Mama, more?
No, you had a big breakfast.
All I remember.
Diana, you're going to leave this up as a replay for everyone to see, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you that are still in the chat, and those of you that have been on the chat,
Or just watching.
or just watching, Diana and I have been discussing about time when we should do this to try to, this is the whole world. This is awesome. This is just totally awesome.
Yeah, so it's hard to figure out a time that's good for everybody.
So please make comments down below what you would suggest a good time to start would be for American Eastern Standard Time.
Oh God, really? Come on, hold on. What? I'm trying to.
I mean, Diana and I are night owls, so we can do this in the middle of the night if we want to. I mean, we are night owls.
No, I can't. I can't do live after dark.
Oh no, okay.
No, I can tell you about that another time. I can tell you about that later.
Okay.
Calm down.
Oh, come on. I can't. I'm scrolling up and I don't see the second row of where somebody would be being backstage on the second row. It's not moving. It's not there.
Well, I'll come off and then it should come up for you.
Okay.
All right, so I'll see you all later.
Okay, bye, Ian. Thanks.
Thank you, Ian.
Bye.
Bye, Ian.
All the best.
Okay, there she is. I don't know why I couldn't move. I couldn't move it.
Hello, Mel.
Hi, Mel. Just a minute. We're right here. Hi,
There.
Mel.
Hi, Mel.
Hi, Mel.
It looks like she's sleeping.
Did she fall asleep? Maybe she froze.
Mom.
Oh, her.
Mel, your mic's off.
Wait, she's moving. Hi, Mel.
Calm down. Again. Oh, crazy.
Oh, maybe she's not trying.
Oh, we just lost her.
Yeah, maybe the internet.
I'll pour it. Hang on.
She is on. Grayscale said she was on mute.
Oh.
My blind life is here. No, I'm sorry. Mel's blind life.
Yeah.
She goes, it says I'm backstage and you need to. Okay, I did that. To let me in, and I did that. And then we lost her.
To try it again.
Oh, there she is again. Hold on.
Okay.
Hi, Mel.
Hi.
Hey. Welcome.
G'day.
Good day.
Now, further to the discussion about the size of Australia versus America, our land mass is 20% smaller than the northern part of America.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mel.
Oh, hey, Fernanda.
So would you like to say anything in our discussion about your struggles with blindness, or educate people that are sighted?
This is going to sound really obnoxious, but I don't find blindness to be a struggle.
Okay.
Because for those of you who don't know my story, I am completely blind now with no light perception, whatever. I come. Yeah, hello, Billy. I come from a family of blind people. My mum, my auntie, and my nana are all blind as well. My dad is vision impaired too, but he has a different condition. So for me, I've grown up around
that must be
blindness.
amazing.
So I don't have like struggles per se with blindness because it's just the norm.
It's just a
for
norm
me.
in her family.
Yeah, it's, as a matter of fact, to me, sometimes sightedness is foreign. You know, like how much sighted people could see is like, really, you can see that much? Wow, you know, it's almost the other way around for me.
Now, were you born like that, or did it progress later?
So, I've got Cone Dystrophy, which is a retinal condition. So I had a tiny bit of sight when I was born. Had about 6%.
What's the name
vision.
of your disease again? What's the name of the disease?
Cone Dystrophy.
Cone Dystrophy. I have cone dystrophy, but mine is not Cone Dystrophy. Mine is just cone dystrophy.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so I have Cone Dystrophy. So it works a little bit like retinitis pigmentosa, where you're born with some vision and then the older you get, the more the vision decreases. So I had 6% vision when I first started out. So when I was at school, I could read and write print. I could look at pictures. I could read the writing on the board if I went up close to the blackboard at school. I could ride a bike. I could color in, all of that stuff. But then sort of when I hit puberty, really, was when I started to lose my my vision. And as I said, now I've got no vision anymore.
Okay, so you pretty much at an early age had pretty much total darkness, and it's become the norm. So it's really not really technically a struggle to you.
No, because, and like I said, I grew up, by the time I was come along, Mum and my aunt were both completely blind. So,
yeah,
you know, it was
I totally understand.
Yeah.
It was just the done thing in our house. You know, we had Braille on everything, and we had talking this and talking that. And I can't tell you a time where we never had a guide dog in our house, because we always, you know, Mum always had a guide dog. And so, and my parents made sure that right from the beginning I learnt both print and Braille, so I can read print and Braille. So, you know, that's really convenient, because if I'm somewhere that there's no Braille sign but a raised print sign, I can read that. So, with my finger eyes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's you know what, that's I'm glad that you came on panel, Mel, because that, you know, it puts things in perspective. Everyone's different, and I like the way that you say that that blindness is really not a struggle, even though, you know, I say it like all the time, and that's a good way of being educated and look at things. So, and it's encouraging to me, because you know what, Mel says it's not a struggle. She's used to it, and it's just part of the norm. So that inspires you to do better in life.
And look, I'm not going to deny that there are frustrations in being completely blind. There are certain frustrations. You know, I'm an equestrian, and because I'm completely blind, I have to live in town. I can't live on a property and keep my horses on a property. And I can't live in town but hop in my car every morning and drive out and feed the horses. You know, I have to pay the people who agist my horse to feed her. So that's definitely a frustration, is because because I can't see, I can't get in a car and just go somewhere.
Yeah.
But if that's the only problem I have, then I think I'm doing pretty all right.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yep.
Yes.
And when there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
that tenacity, that strength within us.
Yeah.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, Fernando.
I was talking about before NDIS and how we get a little bit more support, like support workers to go, shopping, or me taking Billy to, play center and things like that.
Yeah.
Which other people don't have the luxury for, but we have to fight and advocate why we need that. Because unfortunately, with NDIS, they think, okay, this person has a guide dog, the guide dog can do everything, when that's not the case.
Yeah. And they won't give you a guide dog because you've got good enough orientation and mobility skills, in their opinion, to not need one.
Yeah.
I got refused for a $50,000 guide dog because I'm quite confident with a $50 cane. Thank you very much.
So we have to, it sounds like good, but we have to fight for what we need. So
exactly. And you have to fight hard.
Yeah. It took me, what was it, 18 months to get the funding for a dog? I've got the funding, I just don't have the dog.
Oh, well, at least you got the funding. I had to, when I got my dog, I had to tell them that I'd been matched with a dog, but I wouldn't be able to go ahead with the training if they didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And it's all with all different disabilities, no matter what. You have to fight really hard. I know of a child, she has Rett syndrome, which is rare, and she's wheelchair bound. And they refuse to buy her a new wheelchair.
Yeah, they refuse to buy wheelchairs. A friend of mine who has several different problems took 3 years to get a hospital bed that suited her needs, that had all the electronic lift and everything.
I mean, it sounds perfect on paper, but we have to fight for everything.
Yeah, it's a very complicated and unnecessarily complicated business.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think sometimes they put those things in there on purpose so that you give up and then they just move on.
Yeah.
Well, I think that they just don't want to spend the money, because all of these supports that we're talking about are really high valued supports. Like a guide dog, $50,000. A wheelchair could be up to $25,000 or $30,000, depending on what modifications you need for it. So I think they're just trying to get out of spending the money. I think that's.
And then every financial year is like, we saved this much money. It's like, no, you didn't.
No, you saved this much money because you denied these many people essential things.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right, Billy. They did. Uh-huh.
You know what? I was curious. In the States, I wonder, Diana. Like guide dogs for the blinded that's out in Oregon. Are they a state-run organization, or is that a private organization?
You're asking where?
I'm asking you, Diana.
Yeah, my the Association for the Blind that I work with in my county that was helping me. She said there's only 2 places in the whole country that train guide dogs. One is in New Jersey, which is the neighboring state to me. And I guess the other one, it's in, I don't know, is it in Oregon? And so is it private? I don't know. I don't know if it's totally private. They might be like state related. It could be like private, but state.
No,
I don't know if they're totally private or not.
Because I don't think they have that many restrictions.
No, I did not hear about all this. I did not hear about like the social worker. She didn't warn me of what kind of all kinds of problems, and she just had to retire her current dog and then get a new one. And I don't know about all this red tape problems that they're having there.
the way that guide dogs for the blind operate, I know several people who have got dogs from that school. I know that the way they operate is actually very similar to the way that Guide Dogs Victoria used to operate, and Seeing Eye Dogs Australia. They're our two main schools here. The way they used to operate was that all of their services were free to the client. All of their services were completely relied on philanthropic contribution, and all of their services, the dogs, everything was at no charge to the client. So it was a lot easier then, and it's still like you can choose to get a guide dog without NDIS funding, and there are people out there who are not eligible for the NDIS. And they will still give you a guide dog without the funding, but they do, if you can get it, then it's sort of much
I think they
better.
offer funding, but I think for my social worker, I got the idea that I would have to pay for it, but it's like it didn't seem too expensive.
Well, from what I hear, for the one in Oregon, everything is completely free. The lodging, the training.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure about that. The one in New Jersey might be the same way. I mean, it makes sense that it would be the same way, but I'm not sure. Every state sometimes operates different.
Yeah, so if it's state run, there might be limited funds, and that's why they try to make things difficult for you. But as far as I know, there's not too much difficulty for the one in Oregon, so I'm suspecting that it's maybe private.
Yeah, Guide Dogs for the Blind is a privately run organization. They've got 2 campuses, one in Oregon and one in California.
Okay.
Well, there's also a site, there's some site, but probably not that company you're talking about. But I mean that in New Jersey, there's a place for guide dog training, guide dogs.
I think that's a different school. There are lots of different schools in America.
Because I don't know. Oh yeah, because my social worker said there was only 2 in the whole country. Maybe she meant only 2 in that 2 in that company or something.
And there's one in what's the name of that place? Yeah, no, I've forgotten the name of the state.
There's one in Michigan.
Wisconsin.
Oh, right. So when she says 2 in the whole country, she's meaning like 2 in that company only has 2.
Yeah, I think there's one for me. For my area, I'd have to go to Michigan. There's some place in Michigan.
Oh, wow. There's lots of different places.
Yeah. But I don't think I need one.
There's one up in New York. I know that there's a school up in New York as well, I think.
Yep.
And then there's a couple in Canada.
Foreign guys.
I wonder if they have the same problems in Canada. Because that's interesting. You were refused because you were so sufficient with your cane, they wouldn't give you the dog.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's just nuts.
That's what we said.
Because I don't know if you follow Joy Ross, but she did a whole series on that where she got her second guide dog from the guide dogs for the blind in Boring, Oregon.
Yeah.
Which is a strange name for a town. I don't know why you would call it Boring. But...
Boring.
Yeah, it's boring.
Okay.
She's very efficient with a cane. She's totally blind.
She's totally. I saw her take her eyes out. She has prosthetic eyes, and she puts on mascara. She had a video where she was putting on her mascara.
Yeah.
She's saying, "This is how you do it, totally blind."
Yeah, and she took her out. Yeah, she does a little trick where she takes it. She has prosthetic eyes in there, over her eyes because they're small. But she has no light perception at all, and she can decorate her home for Christmas and for Thanksgiving, and it's just the norm for her, like you're saying, Mel. And she films all by herself, and she nails it with the camera and can describe everything to a T. And she says that she can actually see it in her mind. And so she says she don't see black. She can actually see everything, but it's in her mind.
That's why I wonder how much of I see in my mind. Like, so my central vision is knocked out, but I see, the peripheral vision kind of fills in where the central vision would be. There fills in colors and stuff. It's not like a black hole. It fills in with colors. And because I had most of my life I had normal vision. A lot of times I'm wondering how I'm functioning because I can see things in my mind.
Yep. It's funny how the brain does that.
Yeah, I still see things in my mind all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see everything.
And then when, that short period that everything was dark for me, I could have sworn things were appearing when they weren't.
Oh, really?
And and then I noticed that my hearing got really, really good.
We have a question from the chat from Mel. Ian wants to know, Mel, did you say you do horse riding?
Yes.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. Backyard Chicken and Outdoors.
Yes, I do.
Yes, she does. She does horse riding.
Oh, yeah, that's horrible. So did you eventually get your dog, Mel, or no?
Oh yeah, I actually got matched with my guide dog while the NDIS was still denying it.
Okay.
And then I got matched, and the supervisor from Guide Dogs Victoria, which is my school, rung up and said, well, we've matched this client with their dog, but unless you give us the funding, we can't go ahead with the training. So, which was neither here nor there. So within, I think it was 2 days before the training was due to start, they approved the funding.
Oh, good. Yeah, because Joy, when I was talking about Joy,
my school
got her dog right away, no problem. So it's unfortunate you had to go through that.
But my school would have trained me with my dog regardless of the funding or not. I know that there are some schools that no funding, no dog.
Okay.
We won't say the name though.
No, we don't want to get in trouble.
No, we will not. There are some though.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. That really is. That makes me sad. It really does.
Mm-hmm. And while you have me, I've been on the waiting list, like I said earlier, for 2 years. I've got the funding, I just don't have the dog.
Wow.
Yeah, but you've had other complications too.
Yeah. Sadly.
Yes.
So yeah, Ian, you could go to Mel's Blind Life if you're into horses. Ian, she's got some great equestrian videos out there on her channel.
Yeah, I do horse-related videos once a week.
Yeah, I'll write it in the chat. Here's the name of her channel.
I do horsey videos once a week. I don't know what I'm going to do about this week, but.
And then Diana, she does girl streams on Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but I do, and then I have guest artists on Wednesdays and Fridays, and then I do my own art videos. Usually I post a video on Mondays, but I'm thinking of, like, instead of that, maybe coming back to doing some live art streaming, my own art, like on Thursdays maybe.
But if you join, Mel, if you get on Diana's channel on Tuesday and Wednesday when she does that, she could do a shout out for you or a channel review or something.
Oh yeah, I can do a shout out where you get exposure for your channel, like a shout out.
Yep. if you're interested in that.
I put your channel up on the screen and highlight it and tell what it's about.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Well, you guys, I have to go because my computer is running out of battery.
Yes.
And I
Yeah,
need
you've been on here. Yeah, you've been here long.
We've been on here for a while.
We'll
It's
wrap
good.
it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up, Diana. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
And
thank you, people in the chat. Thank you for people that joined our panel. Thank you so much. And we're trying to do this the first Sunday of every month, though, except for the first Sunday in July is going to be a holiday weekend. So instead of that, we're probably going to do it July 12th instead of that holiday weekend. But
yeah, let's do July 12th.
For the first Sunday of every month, except for next month.
Okay. And then anybody, you know, please leave in the comments what time you would like us to start.
Can we make it 5 o'clock rather than 4 o'clock?
Yeah, that just makes it worse for the people in the UK. But if more people from Australia are going to show up here, then maybe we accommodate them.
Yeah, well,
what time?
Yeah.
It's really late. It's really strange
I
because
started at
UK
6 o'clock in the morning. And that's
you guys are
4 o'clock
early in the morning.
We could.
Because that makes it like 10 o'clock. If we made it 5 p.m., that would be 10. That would be 10 p.m. for
10 p.m.
That would be 10 p.m. for the UK, and 11 p.m. for other people in Europe. Which I don't. Maybe there are not that many people from other people in Europe. A lot of people from the a certain amount of people there are from the UK.
I mean, if this grows to, you know, where there's a lot of people want to get on, but it's not to their schedule, you know, maybe we'll have to do twice a month, Diana, and change the hours.
2 different ones, you mean?
Yeah, you know, right now this is our first one.
Yeah,
and I think you know, for us to go over 2 hours, that was great. I wasn't expecting that, so I thank everybody that came in.
Well, it didn't help that some random Australian bobbed in at the last second.
No. I'm glad you came in.
I sort of woke up and I was like, I wonder if they're still online. I might as well just check. And then you were, and I was like, oh, okay.
That's awesome. I'm glad you did because you know, I love your perspective on things. So that was a great addition to our live chat today.
Okay, buddy. That's a wrap.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Again.
And
I
we'll
guess
see
we're
you
going to
soon
do it.
sometime.
We're not going to do it the first Sunday in July. We're going to do it the second Sunday.
Second Sunday in July, and then we're back to the first Sunday.
Back to the first Sunday for all the other months.
Okay. Thumbs up, happy dance, happy thumbs up.
Bye, everybody. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you all.
Bye, everybody. See ya. Bye-bye.